ready to cover, but with only that one singular controller, they feel a little bit better about hopping into this Cypher util. Meanwhile, of course, Ten's go kill will be the most sacred 3 words of the day. We'll see if he's able to pick up anything in this tower plant. Jumps up, spots Jake's head, won't be able to find a thing, and he'll TP back over to the team.
Left.
Now the storm is going to be brewing here. Let's see if YFP can hold the gate.
They drop down, Redux with paint shells to give him 2 on the stun, and it's enough for T-Dog to get inside and get that opening kill. Jakey with the follow-up angle, able to go for the backstab as they bolt it down on the trap wires, and that'll get him 3 along the way to YFP's takeover on the defense.
Obviously, fantastic for Scuba, but at the same time, Scuba was a key piece of this Cubert Academy roster, and you can see that they're falling back into how things kind of looked on Split 1. A little bit all over the place, but regardless, good trade. It's going to be a duelist for a duelist. Thankfully, Ten's still alive, though, so there's one more on the side of Cubert.
And he's able to change this footing up with Knights TPing through that mesh. B-Dog fully aware, but even stunned Knights is able to win that 1v1, and that'll be a wide open B site. YFP have to scurry back over to Stellar stuck in the back, and Knight's gonna get really active with his paranoia just to get a couple extra steps forward and control this site till the rest of Cubert get on, which they just barely will. Dog gonna get utilized for Jakey to be able to step down right into the clone. Swings on top of it. Knights, that's a second he's good for here on site. And Cubert have the spike down, Thief creeping up, smoke dissipates, and Knights will get a third as Cubert will sweep away that bonus with 4 standing. In the double hold up here on the tower. Once again, B-Dog up close and personal with it. First line of defense, and that may have to change as the Aura ult comes through. Now, damage traded away, and Penny and B-Dog opting for the swing. Redux clears them both, and Cubert go for the sweeping clear of the entirety of the site as well. 2 more stuck in tower.
Oh, excellent little flash there, but Stellar looks away just at the wrong second here. And now it's all up to Thief in a 1v5. Tries to go up against Tens, and of course, Tens is going to be able to find that one for Cubert to take any of that space that they have been. But meanwhile, Cubert have already just completely dominated the middle area. So they've got options to play with.
All this already being sacrificed, and Tens will finally find an angle with this offensive op. Jakey will fall. One of the more proactive players we've been seeing lately, getting far more active on this Omen, much like some of the others we've seen. And it's come up great for him. Fails this time, and Redux winning his own 1v against Stellar as the smoke dissipates. So Cubert coming up really well again on this fight. Penny finding an orb, not able to spam it down for a little while, but he'll find it.
And now Penny has the showstopper as well. Given the space that T-Dog has kind of carved all the way out of that A site. Yeah, you see the ping on the minimap as well. They will be moving over there. Keep in mind, the Cypher utility is still very much a threat, especially with Penny just so far over there. If a smoke goes in that back line, it doesn't quite matter. And yeah, okay. Rocket going to be activated here. We'll be seeing whether or not they can find something. It goes in, but actually doesn't find anything. Penny deep in sight, though.
They had T-Dog's angle locked that whole time, and Penny still couldn't finalize it. Luckily, his shots are clean. That's 2 down. Knights gets active up top, but there's no time to plant this spike. So YFP will grab around without of bang for his buck, which is good. There's a lot of questions been raised around Sky, particularly with the absence of Tejo. There's another showstopper attempt. Redux is able to clip Penny on the drop down. Does Cubert make a decision off of that? They'll try to cut into tower, and with the help of the clone, they'll drive in, try and bulldoze their way. 1 down, turns on the Stellar, and he can't grab anything off of the turn. Thief, 1 before the step back, but you can just spray through, and he's not dipping back all the way. Sure, why the hell not? B-site's all Cubert's.
You capitalize and secure this round to make that economy continue to flourish. Otherwise, Cubert, I mean, they're going up against another eco if they win this one.
Here's another dimensional drift to guarantee a sight, but through the mesh and the one-way, Jakey catches Redux on the timing. Perfectly done, and with the barrier mesh also blocking Tenz's exit, he's forced to TP back, go for a far longer peek. YFP can restack on top of the Seekers. B-Dog follows them to YFP's next kill. And it's a 5v3 before Cubert can get to the front lines of a site. And with the neural theft as well, Cubert now have to offer a double back with all that intel they handed over.
Keep an eye on B-Dog. Could find an excellent timing here. The 3 members of Cubert just on the other side. I imagine they're just going to go into it, but YFP have also just reinforced B site.
30 seconds left.
Nothing really to check on their back. B-Dog could be instrumental at shutting it down if Cubert are able to make their way on site.
Yeah, no time to check for anything. It's once again got to be the backyard brawl that Hubert had been begging for. Tens allowed an opening op shot, but nothing more. All alone, blinding himself to blind the field. At least to start, 55 seconds to go.
This is very classic Hubert right now, based on how they've been playing this map. It's always take a little bit of space, then hang out, but the utility lets it be known what's going on there. Redux's showstopper goes wide, but Nizno makes up for it.
Blood smelled in the water, and they're finally able to deal with it. In time for Jakey to get on site, but they quickly turn onto him as well. Penny's turn to peek, and Ten's alone now on Heaven. Will hand the spot over to the other duelist.
30 seconds
The
left.
Hubert are on site. Have Redux playing keep away. Paint shells from Penny are going to be a little bit late, so Nismo can sidestep. And now it's the long game again. Redux on a close angle. Double swing from the screens. First pick from Penny, not good. Gotta do it together. Gotta go for one on the way out. Both Thief and B-Dog grab theirs. Fragmented health for all three members left on the field, but YFP can spread thin and take a fifth on the defense.
Thank you.
Tossing out the snake bite from T-Dog does draw a decent amount of attention here. So if Hubert Academy want to take this site, they will only be going up against a Thief.
Cage triggered.
We've seen had a very successful moment of holding things down, but time against the clock. Hubert have to flood in here,
10
and this could be
seconds left.
dangerous. If Thieves stop the plant, that could be really bad. And okay, at least that is going to be the case. Should be enough time to get that spike down. It's extremely close, but missing the
One enemy
showstopper.
remaining.
Does end up landing here in the middle of it. T-Dog in a 1v3. The spike is down now, and that's what's most important.
It's sloppy, but it worked. Thief with the first interrupt, and while he's a little bit late with it, Penny does have the showstopper to turn this to a 3v1. T-Dog's pit has to be superb. Timing is a hell of a mistress, though. Tied up at the half here after YFP are able to go piecemeal, and Hubert on Toxic Orb, they'll give Nismo the next angle, and the re-up from YFP doesn't go as well. Penny now down to 21 HP. T-Dog attempted runaway. He's not gonna make it out this time.
Just chaos, everything, throwing everything they've got, just a battle for mid, and then we can figure out what we're going to be doing afterwards. And yeah, T-Dog not able to escape in the midst of all of that. Call from YFP has been made. They're slowly making their way all the way wrapping around onto A site. Train of people walking through sewers right now, but they're going to be going up against Tens, holding a very high
30
angle
seconds
here.
left.
And look at that. It is going to be Nismo on the site, where we've seen disgusting things happen there, but YFP were the ones who were perpetrating that attack. So let's see if they clear this out.
Quite low, doesn't really matter when, again, you're not checked first. And Nismo will be able to strike before falling. Minimal time to plant. Hubert do not opt to interrupt the barrier mesh, walling away. Tens and Thief finding Redux on high. 2v4 in the post plant. And as the mesh will fade away, Knights will finally get to a proper position. Does not have a TP for this trap wire, though, so the flank will get revealed. And Tens will give his own position away as well. He's not ready for B-Dog! It's all timing here for YFP as they cut onto A site and win the pistol.
At least a little bit aware. Something might be conspiring outside of the
30
same site.
seconds left.
Keep in mind, though, look at Jake's position there, ready to catch any of those flanks around, but Nismo just has the awareness, able to find B-Dog in the midst of all of that. Now it's going to be a fight for heaven.
Knights backstepping. Nismo also given some space after the Omen TP. YFP recognize there's a little too much presence here, and they have barely just enough
10
time
seconds left.
to get to this B site, where the two duelists are waiting. Tens, first blind, go for three! There's my goat talking! No more time out the gate here, and Hubert will get to shut down that one and done. A vintage moment from the fifth man.
Just a little bit of a ruse. They're taking that spike over to that B site, especially with the Seekers confirming the push in through here, but all getting sprayed down. That might make Hubert Academy think this is going to be an A hit.
With those secrets on just one prong, really tough to get anywhere with it. B-Dog with that deadlock ultimate. T-Dog
no.
does get the kill, but B-Dog does get the ultimate proc. Knights, though, can shut down Penny, so it's just a war on one front that Hubert has to deal with after all is said and done. 3 players on it, though, and 13 seconds to go, more than enough to plant. No
10
step out from the
seconds
smoke, so Knights is safe for now, but the trap wire set up on top of the spike lets Stellar sit on top of it until Nismo gets the high ground. Now it's on Nismo and Knights who take over that high and low, and they'll each get theirs. 3 for Hubert stay standing this round, and they will get another on the board.
Bullets raining down from heaven. Knight's not even really getting an opportunity to shoot his gun. And by the time that happens, Nismo is already on top of it.
He'll have to make a tough choice of where he places this smoke if he has time to at all. But he's inside the garage and he's gonna check the boxes first. Turns onto the swarm and doesn't land a thing. B site is YFP's for the taking.
Yeah, just leaving Knights alone. It feels like the gamble is that they're not going to be going B, and it's made it so vulnerable here. T-Talk.
Oh.
Just the awareness from Jakey. Make sure that that Viper is no longer an option. 2v4 under this retake. This is asking for a lot.
They turn in. The neural theft doesn't matter for Tens, who will grab one, but too much on his plate.
30 seconds left.
This is where the rifles are. Tens, as well as Nismo, watching this long angle, sees the bird out there, knows where they're going.
Tens takes a couple shots, but he does find one before falling.
I'm out of stuff.
And it lets the rest of Kubert step on. Nismo, perfect angle to be taken, and Kubert can go for a crunch. It's easy from there when you got a duelist like Redux. And Kubert's up to 9. That sounded disrespectful because Redux hasn't been...
Tens will have to retreat here, as it's going to be Knights up against everybody again.
Oh, and T-Dog paranoid out, but he gets 2!
Spike down, B.
As Knights ends up short-sighting more than just T-Dog. He short-sights the whole bloody front line. That's 3 on a judge. Are you out of your mind? Now an easy intercept for Kubert. The whole gang's here, and that's exactly what they want. No doubt a guaranteed round. I'd say sit back, relax, enjoy the 50 seconds of free timeout you have if you're YFP, because you're going to need it for these last 2 rounds of regulation.
That's so funny. T-Dog just coming down from heaven.
He jumps in.
Yep. Hey, you hit me with the paranoia? Well, I've got a shotgun. Gotta play close anyways. That's fine with me. And just walks in, boom, 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 and suddenly YFP fire to make sure that they just find those kills for free. So fantastic job, but Redux going down. Ten's able to at least trade.
It's Redux with the operator close and personal, and now he's trying to blind himself away to stave off the fight. He does. Rest of Kubert's here to play. This is how you enable your 5th. Who's had mere days to get ready. You let him stay standing as long as possible and spray a little more into that smoke that YFP just can't seem to breach. Little extra damage done. But now Jakey's inside. That's 1. Nismo the turn. Again, it's preventative. But YFP's on the site. They've set up B-Dog on his own sensor, and Thief already going for another invade. The dimensional drift will get evaded by that Cypher. But B-Dog's position is more than confirmed. It's guaranteed. Tens goes for the solo frag. B-Dog wins that first fight. Ult is alive and well. That's another on the board, and Thief wins his 2. In the final hour, it is YFP who has enough. And
super interested to see how that one's going to go. And of course, the Yoru will be able to mitigate quite a bit of that Cypher utility as well, as this hit is going to be on this A site.
Trying to stay quick and painless, but Thief holding it down for a pretty long time, and now it's B-Dog's turn to util dump. YFP is here on high. They'll be able to go for a pretty hard defensive fight. Knights trying to get up, get that extra shot on the altitude, but it's down to Tens on this Sheriff in the 1v3. After all is said and done, Haunt will force him back into tree, and he'll at least hit this door to keep YFP guessing, but now it's a question of who will end up taking this next fight. Who will end up taking this next peak? Tens is doubled back onto the A site. YFP have left that space unattended, ready for the plant though.
Spike planted.
Not going to turn on to it, respecting the hold. Now the swinging from 1, that's all that Tens will get. But with the baby door broken, it's going to be Thief that'll actually take the brunt of the blow, and the paranoia through the link. Clears away the site, gives T-Dog enough time to get down and plant that spike. Re-entry early on from Penny, just going to get on top of this pile drive, and now the spike will get dropped again. Kubert, hold up in the baby door. It'll be a brawl with these pistols. They found their close angles, and they'll use them. Tens, Knights, and T-Dog, each for 1. 13 seconds to go, but Kubert has overwhelming control. Stellar with the pinch, low health, and Knights now with the Bulldog able to take him down. How has Kubert manifested this round? B-Dog, the only line of defense left, and it's Tens. Who else?
The core 4, the rest of them know how to play off of each other, with Redux kind of being that tip of the spear. And so this allows for that same momentum to happen here. But as I say that, Penny is able to at least find Redux. Thief trying to find an off angle here, but Kubert Academy have taken over that C site and will be planting. It's going to be a 5v4 retake as YFP walk in.
Good sense to deal with Redux But Kubert prepared to play the 5v4. Stun from Penny is gorgeous, and he's just gonna walk it down. 3 now for him. Keep it going. No, Jakey will steal the ace potential, but YFP will no doubt steal the round. It's a bulldozing from them, a flawless round 4. Kubert's really been trying to find a way to slow him down. The fault line is the increasing threat of that, and Penny will get antsy. Ten's shutting it down and holding down this B site that Kubert will easily take over.
Spike planted.
B-Dog, Aftershock does kill T-Dog. And now we'll go for more. The swing on top of his flash, and Tens can't finalize on top of the smoke drop. B-Dog gets a third.
That's not ready.
Smokes dissipate. Nismo, give it away. This is sloppy from Kubert Academy, but Knights just might save him. 2 for him. Nismo walls away Thief with the Aftershock as well, and it's a 1v1 between Jake and Nismo. No more util for the breach, though. He has to peek it, and he gets the kill. Jakey, such an influential active omen. Really been feeling himself on it lately. Redux and Tens. Sidestepping. Thief shuts them both down. And it's got to be a forced crunch to try and save face, but Penny's still sticking around too. Just Knights left. Steps given, so Stellar's going to hear it.
30 seconds left.
Calm the C-swing. Knights has no trouble not hiding it at this point. He just wants the spike to go down. Get some extra creds here, see what he can get on the way out. Does get ahead of this C's. Can take the waterfall fight. Beautifully taken. Everybody else is coming from spawn. Aftershock will wall him out, though. Smoke does only give him 1 angle to have to check. Rush in from Penny to guarantee 2 angles to swing from. He's going to just screw with him a little bit at this point, and that's a horror movie if I've ever seen one. This here on the C mound and trying to scare the pants off of whoever is here. Normally it's Jakey, but he's actually on A. Bigger pile on the C door this time around, and they will eat a hell of a lot of util. 10 senses that blood. He's going to go for the dimensional drift.
Spots out so many, and actually Rolling Thunder going to get utilized as well. The Thief's still here.
Sticks around for a second as well. Guardian no less. Tens on Waterfall. Good for only the 1 though. Nightfall to try and seal this, but B-Dog still gets 1 before it's procced. It's Knights against the decay, but only good for the 1.
The utility options still available. Keep in mind, B-Dog basically has the full kit ready. And look at the minimap, they're ready to go. It's going to be a stun fest and an explosion.
And his overdrive is active. Looking for an opener. B-Dog will find it. Tens trying to hold the angle, can't grab one. And Penny will just swing with the rifle. He has help too. Thief now on the trade, and it's a 1v2. T-Dog 1. That's a spray. B-Dog's blind. Gives him enough space to work with. Forced to TP back into the drop spot. And we'll choose to hold this as YFP make this tight again early. Relay bolt. Tens' arm is caught, but Penny doesn't check it. He just goes into fight on the low ground. He doesn't need to wait. He'll grab his. Now Tens. Maybe he should have grabbed that kill because Tens could get a little more value. Almost turns on to Thief. But it's Redux alone now. In the blink of an eye, again, YFP silenced the storm on A site. And Redux has to keep them guessing on the 1v2. Cyber Cage will corral him out of the door. That's 1. Stellar gone. No time to get back inside. And Thief knows it. Ready for the fight, but Redux readier. And 1 most important placement YFP will have in their org standing. Thief beckons. Fault line to force this forward. And he will retreat after Kubert try and dig deep for that one. YFP see the weakness in the other sites. They'll clear away Redux.
And just good understanding. That's where the players might be. A little bit easier to move through. Penny so far forward, finds Tens.
Still just playing keep away. They're already up to meet this. Penny has no reason not to just go for a peek again after this haunt will go through. 2 now in steps. 1 on the CT swing. Overwhelming control of the courtyard as well here for YFP. And you can dip as many resources as you want into all of those individual fights. And now we'll force Kubert to do some additional clearing.
Time is ticking down too, so pressure mounting for Kubert to make this round win.
One of the real pivot rounds for Kubert. Tens opening frag, flashes himself in. Stellar close angle on the shorty, almost finishes another. But the rest of Qbert are able to swarm the site and have the gun advantage. B-Dog spraying through the smoke for one. Has to get through for the next, but finds T-Dog and no more time to hold down that spike. Knights with the kill, but it's not gonna be in time. YFP!
What kind of works in this scenario? But YFP now storming ahead. And who else but Nismo just on the other side here. Has a judge in hand, looking for it. Able to find Penny first as Ten's on the other side. Guns down Stellar.
Perfect interception, but Nismo and T-Dog are unable to properly follow up, so YFP do still have this site. Ten's still on it, though. No more util in the tank. And YFP can try to slow this down, isolate the one. They will. Ten's is gone. 2v3. Knight's already here. Tries to poke with the Guardian, but can't finalize a kill. And Redux standing alone with this Vandal. One of the saving graces for Qbert Academy to try to keep them in this match. That's one gone. He's clutched before. Can he do it again? Arcrose does not confirm the position behind the box, and the double swing is imminent. Thief on the tree, but Jake is all that YFP needs. 3 for him this round.
And in the midst of all of that, it's once again YFP coming out on top of these duels. Ten's going down first. Nismo just hiding behind tree. Has the fault line ready to go, but if this is a rush through, YFP have been looking so sharp when it comes to shooting.
Qbert's top frag is down, but they're ready to intercept. The macro has still been good for Qbert Academy. It's just come down to completing. And there are these lurching, crawling leeches from YFP that continue to pester and make these rounds seemingly impossible. Taking their sweet time on the attack this time after the player advantage, seeing if anybody else from Qbert gets antsy. They have reason to believe it. Breaking down that baby door is Jakey. And he'll start to suss out the B site. Corral a few more members over there before TPing over to C site for the full entry. But the Razor Vine will keep away a couple of members of YFP early on. Knights, pot shots out of the waterfall. Tries and find a couple. Won't get a kill as well. And YFP, once again, have the C site for free.
Face your fear!
Big nightfall, too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, a tool very early used. Qbert now poised to move back in here. Not a ton of utility, but at least they've gotten Nismo stuff online, but time's ticking down.
Jakey's reposition could be crucial on top of this smoke, but CP may not have been caught. This is such a tough angle to hold, and it's so good! The rest of YFP